Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kate McMahon and this is going to be a nice short yin class. So I'm aiming for this to be about 20 minutes long. If you want to hold the positions for longer, please go ahead. You can time yourself and pause this video. I'm going to be aiming to hold each position for around 2 minutes. If you have any blocks, you might want to grab yourself some blocks, but you don't need them. You can also exchange the blocks for a cushion or a pillow or something similar. All right, so other than that, get yourself organized and we will meet lying on our backs on the mat. So starting just in a nice Shavasana position today. Just take a moment to let go of the day, arrive on your mat. Just taking a few moments just to be still. Taking 3 nice deep breaths in through the nose. And sigh them out through the mouth. Let's do 2 more deep breaths. The last one. Bring your awareness back out to your body. Bring a little movement back into fingers and into toes. Turn your head from left to right. Send the arms overhead. Interlock the fingers. Turn them outwards. And just stretch through the whole body. Stretch from your fingers all the way to your toes. And then flexing your feet, just stretch through the calf muscles. Now we're going to take a hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Keeping both shoulder blades on the floor, we're just going to take the upper body towards the left and then walk the legs towards the left. So don't worry if you feel like you haven't gone very far, that's absolutely fine. What we're aiming for is that really nice opening sensation down the side of the body, down the side of the legs, maybe even up into your armpit and through the outside of that right arm. Take a moment here, make sure you feel nice and comfortable, make sure your arms are resting on something. If they don't quite reach the floor, you can always pop them on a cushion or on a block. And if you feel like you need to take this a little bit deeper, you can cross that right ankle over the left or maybe the left over the right. Take a few moments just to make yourself comfortable here. And then we'll start our 2 minutes. And when we're in our yin practices, we're keeping it all nice and slow. We're not focusing on our muscles, we're focusing on the deeper tissues. On the tissues that surround everything, our fascia. And these tissues respond best to prolonged, gentle pressure. Just creating enough pressure to stretch, to stress these tissues enough to encourage rehydration into them. I'm going to hold it here for 3 more breaths. And then walk those legs back to center. Take the upper body back to center. Stretch through the middle once again. Stretch the fingers and toes, fingers and heels away from one another. And then grabbing a hold of that left wrist with the right hand, take the upper body to the right Walk those legs to the right. Take a moment again here, make sure you're nice and comfortable. Make sure the arms are comfy, the legs are comfy. Maybe crossing the ankles, or maybe not. Maybe this side feels a little tighter than the other. Or maybe you feel a little more open on this side. Just being aware, settling into the shape. And then finding that little bit of stillness. Finding that stretch, that beneficial sensation within the body. And then relaxing into it, trying to let the muscles relax as much as possible. Trying to stay as still as possible. Focusing on our nice, deep, slow breaths. Taking 3 more nice deep breaths here. And then uncross those legs, walk them back towards center, walk the upper body back towards center. Stretch through those fingers and toes. And then bend the knees, draw the heels in close towards your glutes. And we're going to cross the left ankle over that right knee. And we have lots of options for our next shape. You can either stay here, gently pressing that left knee away with your left hand, gently flexing that left foot. If that feels a little bit easy for you today and you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can grab one of your blocks, place that right foot on the block so that you're lifting it up just a little. Or if you want to take it a little deeper again, grabbing the back of the thigh or the front of your right shin and just holding it here. And the nice thing with yin is we have time to make sure that the shape that we've found ourselves in works for us. So take a little bit of time, have a little play with where you want to be in this shape, where you want to stay in this shape. And then hold it here. As much as you can, letting the body relax. Staying nice and still. And drawing the focus back towards your breath, using the breath as that touchstone to keep the mind quiet, to keep the mind still. Holding it here for 3 more breaths. Then gently release that right foot back to the floor. If you had your foot on a block, just gently move that block out of the way. You might want to still have it close by. We're going to come into a bit of a twist. So we're keeping the legs as they are and just dropping both legs down towards the right hand side. So we're aiming to bring the sole of the left foot all the way to the floor. If it doesn't quite make it, or this feels a little intense on the outer thigh or into the hip, use your block or your cushion, whatever you have access to lift the floor towards your knees. Bring the arms out at shoulder height. You can have your gaze either towards the ceiling or over that left shoulder. So again, have a little play here. See what works for you. Find that shape that you can feel the beneficial stretch. You can feel that opening within the body, but you're not pushing it. You're not hurting yourself. There's nothing tingly, nothing feeling pinching or really tight. We want to feel sensation within the body, but we want it to be positive sensation. Holding it here for 2 minutes. Just letting those tissues relax and release. Be aware of any tension that you start to feel building within the body. Make a point of just trying to let it soften, try to let it relax. Holding it here for 3 more breaths. And then nice and slow, draw those knees back to center, uncross those legs, draw the knees into the chest, give them a little squeeze, have a little rock from side to side here. Maybe make some circles with those knees, one way and then the other. And then bring that left foot to the floor, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. If you used your block on the other side, feel free to go ahead and use it again on this side. Just that gentle flex in the right ankle, gently pressing away that right knee, or reaching the hands through, grabbing the back of the thigh, front of the shin, trying as best as you can to keep any tension from the shoulders and from the jaw. Try to keep the upper body as relaxed as you can here, and just enjoy this nice sensation on the outer thigh, into the hip, all the way into those glutes. Finding that shape that works for you, finding that sensation, letting as much of the body as you can relax. And then staying nice and still, relaxing into the shape, drawing your focus back towards your breath. Holding it here for 3 more breaths. And then nice and slow, release that foot. Gently move your block out of the way. Keep your legs as they are. And then we're going to drop both legs down towards the left hand side. Again, using a block to bridge that gap between your foot and the floor if you need to. Or letting that foot come all the way down to the floor. Take a second. Make sure you feel comfortable here. Make sure the sensations you're feeling within the body are positive. Stretching, opening, lengthening sensations. Nothing pinching, nothing tight, nothing tearing. And once you've found that shape, holding it here. Drawing the focus back in towards the breath. Using the breath as that touchstone to keep the mind quiet, to keep the mind nice and still. My cat just having a little chat to itself. Three more nice deep breaths here. And then nice and slow, draw those legs all the way back to center. Uncross the knees. Lift the hips up, bring them back to the middle of your mat. Wrap your arms around your knees and give everything a little wiggle, a little stretch. And then rolling nice and slow from your back onto your stomach. Finding your way into your Sphinx pose. So we're just going to come to lie on the tummy, on the front of the body. Bring your elbows in so they're at about a right angle. So you want a nice L shape between your upper arms and your lower arms. Take the legs as wide as you need to be comfortable here. The narrower your legs are, the more intense this will feel in the lower back. If it still feels quite intense in the lower back, take the legs nice and wide and you can always slide those elbows forwards just to give that little bit more space in the back of the body. So take a moment, find that shape that works for you. You can tuck your chin into your chest here. You can use a block to rest your forehead on, or you can use your hands to rest your chin on. Take a little time, have a little play with these positions, see what works for you. And then find that little bit of stillness, that little bit of calm. And then if you want to take this a little bit deeper today, bring the hands back to your mat. Turn the fingers out just a little and see if you can straighten those elbows. If this feels intense in the lower back, bend those elbows back in, come back into your Sphinx pose. Only ever stay in a shape as long as you are comfortable there. We're going to hold it here for about a minute, or hold it in your Sphinx pose for about a minute, whichever works for you. Watching for any tension building in the body, trying to let it relax, try to let it go. Three more nice deep breaths here. And then bend back into those elbows. Make a little pillow for your head from your hands, and bring the forehead all the way down to your hands. Give the hips a little sway from side to side, let that tension in the lower back release. And just breathe here. Taking 3 more nice deep slow breaths. And then rolling from your tummy back onto your back. Take the feet as wide as your mat and let the knees come together in the middle. Bring your hands either to rest on your stomach or bring them by the sides of the body. Let the lower back relax and release into the mat. Draw the focus back into your breath. And feel free to stay here for as long as you need to do, using this as your rest, your constructive rest. And I hope you enjoyed this class today. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will hope to see you soon. Thank you.